So we're doing some margarita prep. It's firmly summer, so we're gonna switch over to watermelon margaritas. And so we got, the liqueur, got the syrup. I forgot I had the syrup when I got this syrup, and I failed to notice that these were sparkling carbonated. But we're gonna make do with what we got, okay? But we're gonna talk about Wonder Woman for a second because I just learned about James Gunn little stance on her origin, saying it's interchangeable and it only matters to fans. Yeah, who else do you think is gonna go see this? Um, it's incredibly dismissive. It's almost snide when I think about this, and it brings me back to something I've said before more than once. He's more like Snyder than you realize. Now, the problem with this is that it shows a fundamental lack of understanding about Wonder Woman's origin. Wonder Woman is a political character, just like Captain America. It's sexual politics, but it's still political. It's very much of why she was created, the sole purpose of why she was created by William Moulton. He's got two names, I forget. But yeah, he created it for a particular reason. And saying her origins is interchangeable is like saying that Captain America's origin of being created to fight for American World War II is also interchangeable. It could be anything. You can make him Captain Freedom and it doesn't matter. It sure as hell does matter. And so when he says things like this, I'm going back to my original stance of like, why is this guy in charge? I mean, I doubted back a little bit after Superman because, that was better than I expected. It wasn't awful. It showed some hope. But this attitude towards Wonder Woman is just absolutely ridiculous. Now, it's coming from the New 52, where she was remade into the daughter of Zeus. And while I do love the New 52 Wonder Woman, I love those stories. I've said before, it's not Wonder Woman. It's Hercules in drag. That's all it is. It's Hercules. It's incredibly entertaining, but it's not Diana because there are no sexual politics involved. They have to be there. Hold on, me. You're saying a lot of nothing. You keep talking about these politics, and you don't say what the politics were that were taken out of Wonder Woman's origin, that James Gunn wants to also continue taking out of Wonder Woman's origin. And the politics are that Wonder Woman is created by women, namely a goddess, Aphrodite. She's created by Aphrodite. There is no male input in Diana. That's the point. William Moulton Marston, one of his names. Later, he would, and actually in Wonder Woman #1, he would retell the whole origin of the Amazons and the fact that it was kind of a contest between Ares and Aphrodite, and they both create these races of men and women to fight, and Aphrodite creates a whole race of Amazons to fight men, and he beats them, and that's when Ares goes to Hercules and says, go beat them, and he loses, but then he comes up with the idea to seduce her, and that's what he does, and he gets the girdle. He gets the girdle. That's the source of their powers. As long as Hippolyta has the girdle, she has powers, and puts them into slavery. They were also in slavery in the original origin, and also in the original origin, talking about reading between the lines, they say that the Amazons were subject to the wiles of men, letting you know from beginning what was happening to them. And but in the second origin, in Wonder Woman #1, basically she prays Aphrodite. Aphrodite's all right, I'm gonna get you out of this, but you got to leave. And you got to go from an island. Initially, and the first time they told the story, it was Amazonia. Then it became Paradise Island. But in both cases, they have to wear the bracelets on their wrist to signify what happens when you trust men, basically. So, and again, Aphrodite brings down to life. But this is not the first time the politics have been drained. In the 1950s, when they told her origin, all the Amazons are women whose husbands were killed in war, so they go off to live alone. The only one who's of a deity is Hippolyta. She's the daughter of Pluto. So Diana's a granddaughter from an unnamed father who's been killed. So she actually had a mortal male father, but she's also the granddaughter of Pluto. And in the stories that were told, she addresses Pluto as grandfather. He addresses her as granddaughter. That was the Silver Age container onto the Bronze Age. In the post-crisis era, they redid it. George Perez, and God, who's the other writer? The one who actually made it work, because George Perez is not a writer. Greg Potter, I want to believe. And he said all the goddesses came together and created Diana, and with a little input from Hermes, who basically, for me, that only qualifies him as his gay bestie. So they all had a contribution. But the point is, it went along with William Moulton Marston from the beginning. Wonder Woman is the creation of women, not men. And least of all, Zeus. Zeus, the serial rapist, is father of Wonder Woman? Tell me you don't understand Wonder Woman without telling me you don't understand Wonder Woman. Oh my God. But anyway, that's the point I'm trying to make as I'm rambling in the kitchen. I didn't even have the drink yet. I've had them now. They turned out very well. But yeah, those are the origins of Wonder Woman. I suggest you go back and read the original stories from the early from 1940 on. Oh, when she comes to Man's World in 1940 and she's wearing the woman costume, women on the street are saying, "Look at her, she's just wearing that for attention," and calling her a slut. William Moulton Marston called that in 1940, that if you dress a certain way, you will be accused of just looking for attention. And clearly, Wonder Woman is not looking for attention, but that's what they do to her. But yeah, you should all go back and read some of those original stories. They're really interesting, to say the least. But yeah, those are the politics of Wonder Woman, that she is supposed to be a superhero created solely by women. And to take that away denies the essence of what she is. And James Gunn is just another one of those dudes who does not get it. It doesn't matter how fantastic the story is. I believe I used it before. There was a story when Captain America was cast into another dimension where Zola was running it, and he was like oppressive leader. He's still fighting for freedom. He's still adhering to his political origins. Just because he's in another dimension and he's fighting these mutant monsters does not change. He's Captain America fighting for freedom. So Diana's sexual political origins should always be a part of what she's doing, even if she's fighting gods and monsters. It should always be there. You don't have necessarily have to put it up front and in your face sometimes, but it still has to be there. And the fact that he does not understand this is like, I'm also going back to my view, like I said about Dick Grayson. Uh, at first I bemoaned him, but when I saw so many bad superhero movies, I thought, well, maybe it's better he's not here. So then he's not done badly. Then Titans came along and proved me right. So all you Wonder Woman fans who are justifiably upset about her not being around, and there's one crazy guy in my comments who kept repeating, well, you didn't show any love to Wonder Woman 84. That's like saying, because you didn't eat the burnt steak that was served to you, you don't deserve to eat. Otherwise, you've eaten the burnt steak. No, you do not have to like a bad movie to show your love of the character. If anything, you don't go see a bad version of your character to show how much you love the character. And again, Supergirl's not bad, it's just mediocre. But yeah, it's very disappointing. It's just as I was slowly coming around, but between this and Supergirl, I'm dialing back to my original point of view that this is not the man for the job. And ironically, before all you Gunn fanboys come for me in the comments, I just want you to know I care for what you think about as much as Gunn cares about what Wonder Woman fans think. So that's a little sweet piece of irony there for you. So let's get to getting this syrup. How much syrup? I'm gonna say 3 ounces of the syrup. Let's go with the 3 ounces of the syrup. Oh, where's my lime juice? I know the joke is tired. And we're going to put this in the freezer for a couple hours. So then when we throw it in the blender, it's already nice and slushy. We don't have to have a special machine for it or anything. So yeah, Gunn and Wonder Woman, no, that ain't going to work, obviously. And so you should honestly be glad that he's not putting her out there, because he would put her out there wrong. Just like they put out Supergirl wrong. At least the Supergirl from Woman of Tomorrow, they put her out wrong. Yeah, it's sad. There was always some hope there, though. And we just had a mess because of the carbonation, because smart guy said, hey, let's shake this up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why I couldn't be an astronaut. That and the fact that I'm blind and math is evil. I forgot to add, should we really be that surprised given what he did to Superman's origin? Yeah, these things escape him.